This is very specifically for people who are planning to start their own agencies or freelance or want to understand how to create a project blueprint, like a plan of action, like how do we do it. Okay, so tonight's class is going to be short, crisp, and precise, and I have to make sure that you guys understand that why is it going to be short and crisp and precise? It is because we have to be covering something very, very interesting today. This is very specifically for people who are planning to start their own agencies or freelance or want to understand how to create a project blueprint, like a plan of action, like how do we do it. Okay, so this is something around that, and this is what I want you guys to understand properly. And for that, I will tell you, like, for example, I'm going to give an example of a marketing agency, that how does this work for a marketing agency, very specifically for service kind of businesses I'm talking about, who want to talk about how do I give my marketing services or something around that, wherein how do I give my services to the client, and how do they believe that this is a good plan of action, and yes, I need to get for this, I need to work with this person. So this is a very critical part of the entire closing process, because if you can give a strong plan of action, they will choose to work with you compared to others. But here are a few things that first of all you need to know, and this is a very, very important session. Again, it's short, it's going to be really, really short, but then extremely, extremely, extremely important session. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up the whiteboard to begin with. Okay, because we're actually going to be properly driving it, like how to do it. So let's say I want to work with a certain company. Okay, so company XYZ, this is the company. I want to work with this company. Usually in a marketing agency, like I'm giving an example of a marketing agency is because it's an important part, like because most of us are going to be into marketing. And when you talk about like, understand that what do they want? They all want results. Remember this thing. Now, results could be in the form of bookings, results could be in the form of sales, results could be in the form of leads, results could be in the form of orders, walk-ins, but they all need results. If you're not talking in these languages, they don't care about what you're saying. Results is extremely important for any XYZ company. Now let's understand the different stages that you can talk about. Okay, very, very interesting. Usually the first stage is awareness. So you tell them, like, this is something that you pitch to the people, to the potential client, and you talk about how the first step is awareness. Okay, awareness in the sense that how do people even get to know who you are. Now usually this is a very very basic one. Yahan pe you have a lot of organic. So yahan pe usually what you do is you create assets in the sense social media profile, then there is your website, your landing pages, etc., etc. All the assets are created that way. Okay, so maybe domain, whatever your assets are, you're connecting them all and getting it together. Okay, portfolio, all these things need to be ready. So this is the asset part of it. Very, very important. Second part, like in the awareness stage only, you need to go for organic reach. Landing page is an asset, depends. Landing page or website could be an asset. Landing page sometimes come in the sales stage also, but depends. You can call landing page as an asset. So organic reach is the second part, which means you need to learn how to, and you need to talk about SEO, you need to talk about hashtags, all these other things that we're going to be covering all that. And this is the basic awareness stage. A third part of that stage becomes boosting posts or reach ads. Now, boosting posts or reach ad means a very tiny investment, anywhere between $5 to $15, or perhaps 200 to In India, you can say somewhere around 600 per day. Basic advertisement. You don't have to spend too much. Okay. So this is the awareness stage. Pehla stage. You have to talk about that this is what we're going to be doing at the very beginning. This is in order to get this result. Remember, every step is for this because you want results. अब बात करते हैं second stage की. So second stage is usually lead stage. Now, what happens in a lead stage? Lead stage is all about how to get the email IDs and all these people. In the first stage, you don't worry too much about lead magnets and all these things. Now, isme usually landing page comes in. Landing page is a major part of the stage 2, which is lead. Second, very, very important part are emails and automation. Third, lead or conversion ads. Again, very, very important. Lead or conversion ads, they are very, very essential. Remember, when we talk about assets, there are many others. I can't believe I forgot, but blogs, assets, all these things come under awareness. Now, remember that when people are looking for results and you're just giving a content writing service, you're giving results ka first stage ka assets ke andar ka ek chota sa part. If you're just doing that, because of which the client will not take you very heavy because they think that you are a very tiny part of contributing to the results, which is not true, by the way. Of course, everybody is very, very important. But the thing is that you need to, if you know more than one and if you can collaborate with the team to get this, that is the results, then it would matter much more. You'd be much more important to the person. So awareness stage, there's lead stage, and our landing page, email automation, leads, conversions, all these different things that you have to conversion ads. You need to understand majorly lead ads, okay, or conversion ads. It completely depends. In assets, by the way, we also have Google My Business. Okay, so different things. Ebooks actually. So now that is something which usually comes under the second part, because for the landing page you need hooks. So they will be a part of the asset. So here everything is an asset. This is also going to be an asset. But hooks, for example, ebooks and all that is required here because you want leads. Now understand what's happening because of that. Okay, the first stage being awareness means that people are now aware that a brand like this exists. Then the second stage is lead. Because they know that something like this exists and they've heard of it, they will trust it. And when they trust with their information. So they give their email, they'll give their phone number, they'll give whatever you need. Okay. So that's the reason lead stages is extremely essential. Now, the difficult part after this would become the third stage. Okay. Now, the third stage is sales. This is the most difficult part when it comes to these three. Now, when you're looking at e-com businesses and you try to get for e-com businesses, they are very close to sales. But other businesses like real estate, for example, hospitality, they would usually, the sales team is internal. So usually they have their own internal teams. So if they have an internal team, then you still fine. You just help them with some scripts and all that. Okay. Maximum you can provide some sales scripts. Can we put YouTube and podcasts and assets in category assets too? Absolutely. Yeah. Anything. All those things which act as something that people can constantly see. Social media, as I said, so all that comes under that. So of course, all that will be there. Sir, if we go ahead with features and magazines and all, it'll fall under awareness. Well, no, that's authority building. So that's authority building. That does not come here. Okay, so that's nothing to do with here. That's the reason. It's in stage 4. That's in stage 4. This is not right now. I'll talk about that as well. So sales scripts is there. Okay, we know that sales scripts is there. So you can give that. If there's there, then there's sales training. So for example, this is a hospitality business, a real estate business. So you can say that we provide sales, we provide sales training in case you are not the sales team. Now understand the difference between this and this. The journey from leads to sales is nothing but follow-ups. If you can somehow understand follow-ups, that is it. That is the difference between leads and sales. Like, whatever connects these two, it's follow-ups. Without follow-ups, nothing is going to happen. So sales script, sales training, lots and lots of emails, lots and lots of ads that are retargeting. Okay, lot of these stuff, lot of retargeting ads, a lot of mass emailing, lots and lots. Now here, even like, for example, personal branding will come very strong here. Then you have, although by the way, personal branding can also come here, just letting you know. So personal branding also comes here, but by any chance they did not choose here. Personal branding is extremely important here as well. Sixth being that there is, what do we have? It's sales script, sales training, emails, ads, retargeting. We have personal branding. Then we have, what was the other thing? Emails, sales training, sales scripts, ads, retargeting, personal branding, SMSs. SMS extremely important again for a lot of people who are not there. 7th, call home. 8, webinars. 9, there are workshops. Lot of different things in order to convert the sales. Completely depends how you want to do it. For many times it will directly be ads as well. Conversion ads. So all these things are extremely important for the sales. 11, telecalling team. All these things extremely important. So these are all the 3 stages for generating results. So all these things are extremely important. But actually that's not it. There is a 4th stage too. So the 4th stage here is branding. Now remember, you actually did everything about branding as well. You did a lot of branding in awareness. You did a lot of branding in sales. You also did a lot of branding in lead. But here I'm talking about authoritative branding. Authoritative branding means now the not the normal kind of branding, but like TV ads, magazines, awards, celebrities, events. They all come under authoritative branding. When you're going really, really big, that's where all these things come into the picture. Usually YouTube sponsorships. Then you have influencer marketing. Now you'd realize a lot of people make this mistake, which is they'll try influencer marketing in awareness or lead or sales stage, which is wrong. They should not be doing that. You will never get conversions, almost never ever get conversions. Okay, these kind of things work. So this is authoritative branding. So this is what actually works for authoritative. Isn't it necessary to cold call for pitching low ticket services? Is it necessary to cold call for? See, depends. So if you have enough trust, yes, then it's not important. But if you don't have enough trust, see, understand one thing. The difference between lead to sales is nothing but follow-ups. And let's understand more. What does follow-ups do? Build trust or familiarity. It will actually help you in building familiarity. And that's the reason without building familiarity, you have, your customers will not trust you. That's a very important part that one must understand. Okay, 1 second. That why influencer doesn't work in awareness stage. Influencer marketing does not work in the awareness stage is because usually people can't afford the kind of influencers I'm talking about. So that's one of the mistakes that a lot of people make, that they can't afford the right kind of influencers. अब आएंगे उस पे भी, but पहले अब आ जाता हूं मैं यहाँ से बाहर. These are the different kinds of 4 stages that are extremely important. What you can actually go ahead and pitch that this is how we're going to reach where we're going to reach. Okay, I'm going to talk about 2 more things which are extremely important in this. But one thing I hope you guys understood was that how do you go from here to here and what do you explain to them? The kind of influencers when you're trying to reach in the awareness stage are usually micro influencers, and we think that micro influencers work, but no. Influencers will work if they are they are dedicated to their followers. So for example, many influencers, what they do is they're not so dedicated to their followers. They, like, for example, somebody is entertaining them and they suddenly start selling a serious product. Like, the audience doesn't want that. The audience don't want that. So it's very important to target those kind of people who have that level of influence. So it's extremely important in all those regards. So that's where like usually micro influencers are, they're fun, they're something that you scroll to, they love, they may have 500,000 followers and you like them, but you don't believe in them. Like for example, if they say something, you won't believe in them. Now I'll give you a small example. I know anyone of you who knows Miranda Kerr. Anyone who knows Miranda Kerr, I'm asking you, the boys must know Miranda Kerr. Somebody must know Miranda Kerr. So Sudhakar knows Miranda Kerr. So Miranda Kerr, who's by the way the wife of Evan Spiegel, who is the founder of Snapchat, she started her own brand. She started her own beauty brand. The thing is, just have a look at who she is once, and you'd realize that she doesn't look like a mother. Like in any case, she does not look like a mother. And she was, I think, a Victoria's Secret model, and she built up her own persona or whatever. But she has a very strong influence. She has a very strong following. So she started her own makeup brand. She started her own beauty products. And the thing is, when she's doing that, people are listening to her because they see her, they trust her. It's not just because anything else. Not because of any other reason. It's because they believe in her. So now the thing is, now there are many beautiful people. There are many beautiful models. There are a lot of beautiful actresses who do that, but people don't really believe in them. It completely depends, like how technically sound a person is. And she's done it through different things. She goes live and she does all that. A lot of people must be judging me, like, how do you know all that? But any which ways, it's a very interesting thing that, what she's done is she has regularly followed up with their audience, built that trust, and is able to do what she's able to do today. So, sir, is it wrong to go that way? Like the first, like that is the first way to start paying. Wrong to go that way, like for an influencer, like that is the first way. See, as an influencer, you can go ahead and, take advertisement contracts. That's perfectly fine. But take the kind of brand, like you choose the brand. That's the difference. So that's something which is extremely important. Now, there are two more important elements which I wanted to point out. Okay. So two more important elements one comes KRA and the other one is called KPI. Now, when you're talking to them, I want you to list down the tasks. Okay. This is called key result area. So, or you can just say tasks that you're going to do. You can create a milestone sort of a thing that here we are, we're going to reach here, then we're going to do here, yahan hum log ye karenge. You can talk about all that. Okay. So key result area are the tasks that you're going to do. Key KPI is key performance index. Now, key performance index jo hai, it is again very important, because KPI means you are quantifying these tasks. So you would be talking about that if I'm doing this task, how much of a weightage does it have and how much does it contribute in the results? If I'm doing this task, how much does it contribute to the results? If I'm doing this task, how much does it contribute to the result? So that is very important to understand, that how much do each task contribute to the result? When are you going to do that? And if you're able to identify KRAs, that is key result areas, and a milestone is a part of KRA, by the way. But if you're able to identify this, but then the important thing is key performance index. How do you mean? Where do you reach there? Etc. KRA KPI का example, चलो एक example भी दे देते हैं. Okay, I'll give an example. Wait. Okay, example. Now, example would be for I say okay. So let's say this is June, July, August, September. So we decide that by July we are going to. So July May we have made it a thing that we are going to get. We are going to increase followers. In August we are saying that we are going to increase even more followers. And we have decided many things. Increase engagements. Okay, and same here, increase engagements. But how much? What do you mean by engagement here? Do you mean 15 comments per post? Do you mean 35 comments per post? When you say increase followers, by how much? And when you say you're going to increase even more, by how much? Is there going to be a 5% increase? Is there going to be a 1.5% increase from this to here? Like, what is the increment ratio? If you're able to quantify that right now, just giving an example, let's say in July, we are going to have, July, May, we are going to get 35 comments per post. That's the target. So you can even say, for example, into we're going to do 10 posts or 30 posts. So into 30 posts, I don't know why I took 35. Let's take 50, for example. So let's say we're going to get 1500 comments. That's the target. 1500 comments, 50 comments per post. So we've set a KPI that I need 1500 comments by that. Now the thing is, as a founder, I would like what you're doing. Like I would like it that you have a quantitative goal assigned. And now the best part is, I will not disturb you because you said you're going to get 1500. If June, May, like if July, May, you have decided 1500, August, May, let's say you decide 2000, and June, May, you're at, let's say, May, you got 20, and June, May, abhi tak you're been getting 50. So 1500 to possible hi nahi hai na. So they will not believe in you. So set realistic ones, and always keep budget a factor. Okay. So have a very clear-cut agenda that this is how much we're going to increase from here to here. This is the KPI. The best part about KPI is that the person does not disturb you. You just say that I'll get you this, and see we have already. You can for example in July, let's say in July only by 15th of July you're able to show that hey, we've already reached 890 comments, and I'm positive that by 31st July I'll be able to reach 1500. So they know 890 अगर अभी कर दिया है तो chances are very high कि 1500 possibility है. So they believe in you and they do not disturb you. They'll allow you to do whatever you feel like doing. That's what KRA and KPI is. Now this is essentially, these are things that I'm teaching you, that if you're starting your own agency, if you're starting your own freelance, anybody for that matter, and this is just a marketing agency example, you can do it with other things as well. But when you're trying to get service-based clients, if you showcase these things and link it to the result in the end, it will matter. But the more you try to talk about, no, we are going to do social media posts, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, it doesn't matter. I don't understand. A lot of people do this mistake. They're like, we're going to do these many social media posts, we're going to make this much of comments, we're going to do hashtag research, we're going to do this. It's irrelevant. They don't care about all that. You first tell them that we are going to get you 1500 comments per month. Example, like a certain number and within that much time period. They're going to then ask, you've brought in the curiosity, they're going to then ask that, how are you going to get that? Then you say, I'm going to get that through so-and-so things. So this is the milestone plan. This is what I've planned. We're going to do this. They are the KRAs. Attaching a KPI that this month we are currently at this much we're going to increase. The increment will happen through these KRAs. We're going to do this. That's how we're going to do. First, you explain the stages. Then you explain all the KRA KPIs. And trust me, it becomes super easy to close a client if they have reached to the stage where these are being discussed. If you can explain with so much in depth, you are going to do great. The thing is, most of the Indian companies you're going to face this problem with, because most of the Indian companies don't do this much of research. They will just make one slide or probably two presentations PowerPoint में या Google Sheets में बना के कुछ दे this show कि अच्छा we're going to do this, and they're going to talk about a lot of hypothetical stuff, that vision, goal. I'm not saying you should not do that, but those are still things that are not that important to them. Like, it is important, but there are other things that are more important to them as the client. So in the US, for example, if you're trying to pitch up a client in the US, like US clients are not that easy. They're hardcore. Like German clients, they're not easy. They are very hardcore. So in order to land them, these are a few things that you must understand. If you're talking about all these, and if you're talking the business language, they will get you. But if you're not talking the business language, they will not get you. It's as simple as, imagine yourself as you wanting to, like, let's say you have to do marketing for somebody and you want to hire talent. Now, if you want to hire talent, whoever comes to you, how do you know that this person knows what they're doing or not? Certifications? Sure. Work experience? Sure. But once you interview, they will constantly use certain terms. ROS, CTR, CTA, they will start using a few terms, PPC, etc. When they start using it and they start making sense out of all these terms, these are all keywords, you will know that this person knows what they're talking about. So that we're talking the same language, we're in the same mindset. Now let's take it further. That's something that is important with closing a client. Now remember, this is closing a client wala part. Do not mistake it to qualifying a lead. Many people will make that mistake कि KRA, KPI और सारे fancy terms को वो promotional messages में या फिर first meet में ये सारा चीज बोल देंगे. नहीं. First, you speak as if you're talking to a 5th grader. You just tell them this is the result that we want to get, and in order to get that, we have a plan of action ready. Let's get together over a video call and let me share my idea, my plans. Start with that and you start seeing that the results are coming in. The chances of closing a client becomes much better.